Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to English Football Club Barcelona, your Barcelona channel in English. Well, there are still some news that we have to talk today, but before starting, let me remind you that down there is a red button that you can hit to subscribe. And like this, you will not miss any of our daily videos, and also you will be helping us to keep growing. So, without more delay, let's start. Well, we have been talking about this for a whole week. The preseason has started, but Barcelona still wants some players more because the team and the board of directors think that Barcelona is incomplete yet, and there are still three players that should come to reinforce the team. One of them is a defense, the other a midfield, and finally a forward. But it should be three players by paying anything, or by paying nothing, better said. By the moment, Koeman has said that he didn't decide anything, because he knows the problem, the lack of money, and the plan that they have is to decrease the salary. We have been talking about this since a long time ago, and there is another option. I mean, how can Barcelona sign three players? One of the options is no transfer, just coming for free. That option, it's anyway still difficult, because even if you sign them for free, you still have to count their salary. La Liga will check, and that's why Kun Agüero, Memphis, or Eric Garcia still have problems to be on Barcelona, because their salary counts in Barcelona's total payroll limit, and it's over it. It's over the fair play limit, or the limit of the fair play. So what Barcelona, one of the solutions, the obvious solution is selling players, but it's becoming quite difficult because of their salaries. Other option is the Bata that we have been talking about for some days. For example, Saul for Griezmann, or even before we were talking about Pjanic for Ramsey. So that's one of the options. But the other option, it's quite interesting, is to get more sponsors. In this case, Barcelona is thinking of getting 49 sponsors. Nowadays, there are 25 sponsors for Barcelona. One of them is Rakuten, the one you know. The other one is Beko. I don't have Beko here. But, Beko. Other one is Stanley for the girls. And there are other ones. But the idea of Joan Laporta, when he became the president, and before actually, was to turn those 29 sponsors into 49 sponsors. And actually, as you may know, and I hope you know, if not, I will tell you now, Barcelona and Rakuten had an agreement until 2022 for being the main sponsor of the men's team. But it seems that, because of the pandemic situation, that prolonged. It was longer, 1 year more, until 2022. But it seems that there are three companies interested in being the sponsor of Barcelona, technological companies, sadly, and one of them, or among them, it seems that Rakuten is still interested, even though those problems that Dembélé and Griezmann had with Rakuten because their visit in Japan and their bad comments, we can say it in another way, the bad comments they did about the Japanese workers that they were with them. So it seems that the relationship became a bit weird, but anyway, it will not break this contract with Rakuten. That actually, with the pandemic situation, the amount of money that was paying is even lower. Before it was 55 million euros per year, but now it's around 30 million. 25 million euros is a lot of money for any company. and that will help the total payroll, because getting money will increase the total payroll. You know how you can imagine, when you have more money, you can spend more money. We don't need to be here accountants to know that. It's common sense. But there are other companies, and one of them quite interesting, but strange, that is interested in being a sponsor of Barcelona, and is one of the crypto exchanges, and I guess is crypto.com. I didn't read which one it is, but I guess it's crypto.com. But well, no, I'm wrong. I'm just reading chilis.com. Well, I don't know. I don't do it. But anyway, it seems that Barcelona is not really interested in this kind, because Barcelona believes that this kind of market, the cryptocurrency market, is quite speculative, and what they may offer this year, maybe the next year they cannot offer it. So Barcelona, by the moment, they will not accept this kind of sponsors unless they pay a lot of money, which, well, that's how they are going to manage it. And that will bring us the option of getting Renato Sanches. The other day, someone commented, I don't remember the name, I'm sorry, that Renato Sanches could be even a better option for Barcelona than Saul. And I said, yes, Renato Sanches is a very good player, is better than Saul in some aspects. But the problem is one of the problems is, will Griezmann leave really to Lille, to the French league? I think Griezmann wants more to go to Atletico Madrid, to return to his old team where he was almost God in that moment. No, where he was a star of the team, or the star of the team. But that's not the point I want to talk about now. What I want to talk about is that Renato Sanches, without doubt, he did a very good Euro Cup, but what I'm concerned about is that will he adapt to our system? Because remember, Coutinho did a great season with Liverpool before coming to Barcelona, and you see how it ended up. And I have many players as an example of this. So if Renato comes, it will not mean that he will adapt to our system and he will help. Actually, he's a kind of player that Koeman is asking for. Powerful, dynamic, with a strong shoot and a good physique. But in Barcelona, you don't need just that. You need a player who can play by one touch, who has a very good vision, who can look at the spaces, etc. And I have my doubts about these aspects in Renato. It doesn't mean that I don't have them about Saul too. It means about Renato. But it could be an option. And how could Renato come to Barcelona without transfer, without paying any transfer? Well, one of the options is getting him as a loan for the first year and then signing him the second year, what is normally done as a loan with a mandatory signature. So you get a player, and the next year you have to sign him for the years you have signed in the loan before. So that could be an option. But as I'm saying, well, we're going to do a video analyzing the strengths and the weaknesses of the team. So we will see which other players could improve our team and which are able for the team and the situation. Renato could be one of them, but I'm saying it's the same problem as Wijnaldum there, and Wijnaldum was a great player, of course, but the system of Barcelona is kind of complicated to understand, and some players some players don't adapt, so we have to think about that too. And two last news I read, Pjanic's agent is in Italy, but not in Juventus. It's in Milan, because it seems that Juventus, the option, that exchange with Ramsey and Pjanic, well, that a bit agnostic. I don't really think it would be a good exchange, because any player or many English players who came to Barcelona didn't really adapt to. So I think Ramsey could be a very good player, but difficult to adapt or to match with Barcelona. And as Barcelona wants to sell this player, it seems that one option could be Inter de Milan, and his agents are in Milan seeing what they can do, or how can they manage the situation. And finally, I want to talk about this man because I have no words. I really like Riqui Puig. I don't know your opinion, and that's something I'd like to know. What do you think about Riqui Puig? But today, the information says that Granada, Celta in La Liga, and Ajax at least wanted to sign him, and also some teams from Premier League and from the Bundesliga wanted him to, and he rejected all of them because he wants to stay in Barcelona. That's what we need. I mean, this is the kind of players we want, not players like Dembele who sell his soul for money. And I don't mean it's wrong or it's bad. I have friends who are football players, actually, not in first teams, but in first team, Merino. But Merino's another example. He wants to stay in Real Sociedad because he's from Navarra. He's from near my hometown. But also I have another friend who plays for money. I mean, he doesn't feel the colors of the team. He also enjoys being the player of the team, but wherever they pay him. But it doesn't mean that it's bad or good. But in Barcelona, as Cruyff said, we want players who wants to stay, and this is an example of a player that should stay in Barcelona. Players that really wants to defend our colors. So that was everything for today, guys. So nothing, I want to know what's your opinion about Riqui Puig. And thank you for watching us, and see you in the next video. Bye.